Hey, listen, I wanted to make a video to show you guys how I cut these shirts. A lot of people in Rejects, and even a couple of people in Guild, and certainly people in the Guild line, have asked me how I do my shirts. So I thought I'd make a video and show you. I did follow a video in YouTube, and I have referenced it a few times when people have asked me the questions online or on Facebook, but I thought I would just use the opportunity to show you guys how I will cut my shirt. I'm actually going to use my Guild shirt, but that's how confident I am that this is going to work out. Okay, so important details, a couple of things to consider. Number one, be conservative when you cut. Now, first of all, I would suggest that you try this, you practice it on a shirt that you don't care about. Don't practice on an Avett shirt, don't practice on a concert shirt, and for sure don't practice on your Guild shirt. Practice on a shirt that you don't care about. It takes a little bit of getting used to getting the cut right for the look that you want to achieve. So practice on a shirt you don't care about and cut conservatively. You can always amend it and cut it a little bit more, but if you cut too much, it's a game over. The key to this thing being a success versus a failure is do not fall prey, I would say, to the idea of, oh, let me just save some time and just cut the whole thing in one fell swoop. If you cut the whole thing in a half circle, you're going to destroy your shirt. It's going to be ruined. The back of the shirt has to be cut straight across, and that's what makes you be able to have the flexibility of how much shoulder you want to show. If you cut it from the back also in a big half circle, it's going to just, it's going to be upset. So this is my, this is, you guys are all familiar with this shirt. This is actually cut, what I would say, a little conservatively. I know you guys have seen shirts where it's slouching off of a shoulder even more so, but I'm at work, so I don't want people to see my things. But it depends on how much you want it. This one, like I said, is cut very conservatively. So the back, I don't know if you can see, but basically it's cut straight across. It's not cut in a half circle shape. That's the key. That's what we're going for. The other thing I wanted to talk about with regards to cutting is that you can choose whether or not you want to cut the sleeve. In the case of this Guild shirt, the sleeve is like any other sleeve, right? It's just a regular t-shirt sleeve. But there are some shirts like this Avett Brothers show shirt that has a finished sleeve. So I chose not to cut it. But what you have to consider is if you're cutting the collar to give it a slouch effect, it's gonna look really sloppy if you don't cut the shoulder or the sleeve, because then the sleeve is gonna be down like this and nobody wants that. So if it's an unfinished regular hem sleeve, we're gonna cut it. If it's like this, you can choose to keep it uncut. Numero 12. You want to examine the fit. Now, the key to this is that at least what I'm looking for, is a billowy, kind of loose, blousey effect. You don't want it to be tight, at least I don't want it to be tight. So you want it to be loose and blousey like this, but you also need to be conscious of the fact that that means the shirt is very big for you normally, and so the shoulder seam is going to, you just have to pay mind to where that's hitting. As you can see on this shirt, the shoulder seam is not near my shoulder, right? So the shirt is definitely bigger. It should actually rest maybe here. Instead, it's resting off my shoulder. So just something to consider. You want it to be blousey, you want it to be loose. That's why they're more complementary. Okay, I think we can start cutting. All right, so here's the key. Like I said, I'm using my Guild t-shirt. That's how confident I am that this is gonna work. So what you want to do is you want to take some very sharp scissors. You're going to take some very sharp scissors. Remember that this doesn't involve any kind of sewing, but the key is to have very sharp scissors so that the edges look at least a little bit decent and finished. And what you're going to do is you're going to make a teeny tiny, maybe like a 1/2 inch cut right about here. So see, this is about how much room I'm going to cut. And it's really just, the purpose of this is just enough to get your scissors inside. Okay, so this is where we're at. And then what you're gonna do, and remember, be very careful that you're not in the back. Be very careful that your blade is inside, because we're gonna leave the back alone for a moment. And you're gonna just start cutting in a 1/2 circle direction. And you do it all the way to the middle, okay? All the way to the middle. Now, how deep you go is important, because of course you don't want to cut into the front, any of the graphics. And you also don't necessarily want it to be so low. You just want it to be able to slump off the shoulder. Okay, now, once you cut to the middle, then you come back over here to the top, and where this seam is, where the natural seam is, you're just going to cut straight. Okay, and you're gonna liberate it. So now you've got this situation, you see? Don't worry about accuracy. We're gonna take care of that. None of these things are perfect and nobody knows the difference. So then we're gonna fold this over, okay? So that now you have a template for cutting the other half. So we're gonna just, and again, you don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be completely accurate or perfect. Just make sure that you're not cutting the bottom or the back, and come all the way to here. Okay? Now this is key. You don't want to go like this. Danger, danger. Bad, that's bad. Instead, you want to come over here and cut straight, just straight. Doesn't have to be perfect, remember, and you're gonna go straight. That's it, you guys, that's it. So now the collar is off. Then you take this, and of course this is very rough. You can amend this if you want. I have a little bit too much of a tag right here, so I'm just gonna take that part off. And then what you wanna do is you wanna grab your shirt and stretch it out. That will get rid of all of your crooked cuts, etc. So now it's like this, see, just like this, okay? All right, let's do the sleeves. So the sleeves are very simple. You're just gonna fold up this shirt. You grab the 2 sleeves and you just line them up. Just line them up so that you get some kind of sort of even situation. And this is super easy. I don't even measure any of this. I just know I want to take about, I don't know, what is this? Maybe 2 inches off. Now the key is don't go like this. Don't follow it this way. Follow the hem and go straight away. Just follow the hem. And do the same thing, stretch it out. Stretch it out. Okay, the top is done. The top of this is done. So now we're gonna move to the bottom. So the beautiful part, again, that makes it blousey and billowy. Okay, so you take the bottom and you make it all nice and even. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go about the length of these scissors, okay, about the length of the blade. You're just gonna go into each each side. Now it doesn't matter if you hit right on the hem or right on the seam, or if you're a little bit in front of or behind, it does not matter at all. You just want to go, okay, maybe 2. Okay, so this is about how much you want to cut. So here's my hand for reference. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so now both of the sides are cut. You want to lay them back down, and now you're going to go this way, and you're going to cut here and here. Now, it doesn't matter if your last cut leaves a little bit of a gap here. It's okay. Don't worry, it's fine. As a general guideline, I usually use the hem to make the first cut. Okay, about that much. About the size of my pinky maybe. And then make another one around the same size. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so this is what you have. So remember, we've cut the seam and then we've cut into the actual body. Okay, and then you take these tags that you've now made and you just tie them in a knot. Now, you can go loose, you can just stop right there, but you see you've already dug into the body of the shirt. Or you can choose to go even a little bit tighter. Depending on what you want, this is what will create the blousiness. Okay, so here's, see? And you can see here that there was still a gap, but that's okay, no problem, no one sees it. So you tie both. Okay. Okay, oh, here we go. Right, so you just tie them both here. And you come to the other side. And I'm just tying them in a knot. You're never gonna untie them, so however you want to manage this. You could even get cute and put like 3, 4, or 5 of these little things up along the sides if you want to show some skin or something like that. You can certainly do that, but that is the end result. This is what you're looking for. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so this is what you're looking for. It's okay that this is open, and then you have these 2 ties. And that's it, you guys. So this is, you know, again, this is a little on the conservative side. You guys see me with a lot more skin, but, and you can always adjust it. The key is that you can adjust it from the sides, right? So you're not gonna wanna go any deeper, right? You can't actually, because you're gonna get into the graphics of it. But if you wanted to, if you wanted more of a slouch, if you wanted to show more of your treats, then you would take your scissors and go a little further out here, right? You don't want to go in deeper. You just want to go maybe further out here. And then that will give you more of a slouch. So, all right. Bye, see you down the road. Number 2, fold up this shirt as if you were folding it in the so that you could, you know, when you fold, you put your laundry away. I'm just babbling. So stupid. Okay, that you're gonna sort of what's that called? You know, when you try to, what am I trying to say? Like gather it. Anyway, is that all? Oh, voila! I was supposed to say. Okay, that's it. I'll see you guys down the road.